Now, we already discussed regarding the amplitude and intensity of waves in our chapter of waves. So let's see what is the amplitude and intensity of the dark and light fringes. So we'll discuss something about amplitude and intensity. In this section, we'll also understand why we don't get interference pattern in case of incoherent sources. Now you know that for any two waves with amplitude A1 and A2, the resultant amplitude at any point is given by, the resultant maximum amplitude is given by root A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos del phi. Now if A1 and A2 are equal, you will get A del phi as 2A cos del phi by 2. So you can see here that the resultant amplitude is given by 2A cos of del phi by 2. So when we have constructive interference, del phi is what? Del phi is 2k pi. This becomes 2A. When we have destructive interference, del phi is 2k plus 1 pi. That means, what is resultant amplitude? 2A cos of 2k plus 1 pi by 2. This is a multiple of pi by 2. So cos of this angle is 0. So this is 0. Okay. So you can see that from this equation I can find the resultant amplitude for any given value of phase difference. Now, this was all about resultant amplitude. Now, what is the resultant intensity at a given point when we know the phase difference? You know that intensity is proportional to amplitude square. So from here I can write that if I square this, so this will be equal to resultant intensity. This is equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 times root of I1 I2 cos of del phi. This I can write as, if A1 is equal to A2 is equal to A, then I can write I1 is equal to I2 is equal to, let's say, I. So this becomes 2I plus 2I cos del phi. Now if you apply the formula for cos del phi, you can write this as 4I cos square del phi by 2. So this is the average intensity seen by any instrument or seen by our eye at any point on the screen. So you can see that when delta phi is again 2k pi, that is in case of constructive interference, the resultant intensity, average intensity, comes out to be equal to 4I. When the delta phi is 2k plus 1 pi, that is in case of destructive interference, the resultant intensity is 0. The time average value of intensity is 0. This is actually time average value. Okay. Now, well, here you see that if del phi keeps changing with time, that's the case when we have two incoherent sources. If del phi is a function of time, then the time average, if I find the time average, I need to take the average of this also. So this average will come out to be cos square average is half, so this comes out to be half. So when you have an incoherent source, then what happens is, at all the points on the screen, you get an average intensity of 2I. So when we have two incoherent sources, then since the average intensity is same throughout the screen, we don't see any white and dark bands. Whereas in the case of coherent sources and a monochromatic source, what we have is, in case of constructive interference, the resultant intensity is 4I, so that's why we see a bright spot. In case of destructive interference, the resultant intensity is 0, so we see a dark spot. So this pattern repeats. Okay. Now, so we saw the example of Young's double slit experiment to obtain coherent sources. Now, the idea is to get two incoherent sources. So apart from Young's double slit experiment, we can have several other setups. So the first setup to obtain two incoherent sources was obviously the Young's double slit experiment, YDSE, where we had a source. This was an opaque screen with two tiny slits or tiny openings, and we had a screen here. This was an opaque screen with two openings, and here we had a screen to view the fringes. Okay. Now here, since we had the same source for both the slits, so the del phi, or the phase difference between sources here, see these two S1 and S2 acts as sources for the screen. So the phase difference between sources is 0 because both of them derive their light waves from the same source. So del phi source is 0. And here, if I write the formula, we got 2 pi by delta lambda delta x plus del phi source. So this is the phase difference for any waves, any set of two waves. This is 0 in this case, and so that's why this was equal to 2k pi in case of constructive interference. This was equal to 2k plus 1 pi in case of destructive interference. Now let's take another example where we produce two coherent sources with the help of a mirror. This setup is known as the Lloyd's single mirror. In Lloyd's single mirror, what we have is, we have a screen here. We have a mirror here. There is a small mirror here. And we have a source here. We have a single source here. Okay. This is the screen. This is O, the length of the mirror is C, the height of the source from this point is A, and the distance of the source, the vertical distance of the source from the mirror is B, and this distance is capital T. Now what happens here is that, since this is a source, this emits light waves in all directions. So from this source directly all the light waves reach the whole of the screen, right? Now, so this is a single source now. The other source, we need two sources, right, for interference to occur. The other source is derived from this mirror. What happens is, the light waves also strike this mirror, right? It also strikes this mirror and it gets reflected from this mirror. So when it gets reflected from this mirror, let's say light waves strike here, light waves strike here, this corner, it gets reflected, let's say like this, and it will strike here, it gets reflected like this. Let's say this point is A, this point is B, okay. So because of reflection, at this point, the light waves seem to come from an extended point from here. The light waves seem to come from this point S dash, and any light waves which strike the mirror between this region, finally ends up hitting the screen between this region. And in this region itself, we have also the light waves coming directly from here. So in this portion of the screen, what we have is, there are two light waves hitting the screen. And since we have two light waves in this portion only, so we have an interference pattern observed here. So here what happens is, we have an interference pattern. In Young's double slit experiment, we had interference pattern throughout the screen, but here we have interference pattern in this portion only. Because the light waves from the two light waves basically strike the screen only in this region. The first one is directly hitting the screen, the second one is hitting the screen after reflection. And these are the two extremities of the mirror, and that's why we got these two extremities, okay.